Hello, my dear Aquarians. This is your reading for the week of September 22nd, and it's loaded. So here we go. The first thing that comes to me as I was starting to work with you was the song "Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me" by Elton John. And the phrase specifically in that song was, although I search myself, it's always someone else I see. Then the next thing that I see for you as I was meditating was it was literally like you were stepping out through veils of cloth, different layers that were just coming away from you, like these soft, beautiful fabrics that were just parting as you were coming out. Now, there was so much information coming through at once. I'm going to try to make sense of this. The first thing that I would like to say is that you are being encouraged to be self-aware and compassionate with your self-awareness in a way that allows you to be accountable, to be responsible, to take responsibility. Now, that can sound like it's must be responsible. You have to take accountability. But it's not just around behaviors that you may consider negative. It's also around behaviors that are negative to your deeper self reality, your deeper truthful self. That sounds really highfalutin. The true essence of who you are. Okay? So let's back up a little bit. What I want to say is this is about really Spirit saying to you, this is about losing old beliefs and old ideas that you have developed, that you have developed because of other people, that you have developed, that you have created beliefs, that you have self-images that you have because of other people. And thus the statement, although I search myself, it's always someone else I see. This is about you reflecting on who you have been in ways that no longer serve you, that are based on old relationships, old relationships, old beliefs due to relationships, old training, old socializing. I think of someone I know who's an Aquarian who wanted to be a writer, but took another path completely in order to be close to her father. I think of somebody else that I know who really specifically wanted to be in this particular kind of work, but deliberately did not do it because they were avoiding the idea of being somehow influenced or subjugated to a very domineering personality. So they chose another route, even though in their heart of hearts, it turned out that's really what they wanted to do. So what you're being asked to do here, what you're being counseled to do, is to stand back, because you have already done a lot of work in, a lot of work in setting yourself free from certain relationships and certain roles that you have. However, there can still sometimes be an underlying part of the operating program that still has a tendency to carry some of these qualities that may look good on the outside, but may still be resonating with the need to be better than other people, or to be better than the you that you are now, to be better than the you that you are now. And that's fine as long as we're doing it as an expression of loving growth and compassionate expansion. But if it's a better than you are now, based on feeling like you are not enough, that's where you go back. That's where you look at your childhood. That's where you go and look at where there is still residual shame or guilt or lack of worthiness that might have come out of relationships that shaped you. Check out, are you running from anything? Because the thing about self-awareness is we can be self-aware, but if we can't be compassionate with ourselves about things come up in a way that allows us to be accountable, then we can't change. And it's not accountable to other people, it's accountable to ourselves to be able to change it. Why is that a good thing? Well, it's a good thing because if part of the personality that you've developed has been that you have to always be right in relation to, because of what you've raised with, that's going to make intimate relationships difficult. How can you cooperate? How can you work with that if you've always got to be right? Same thing in work. If you've grown with a belief that you need to be better and better and better than anybody else, can you take guidance and direction from a colleague, from a boss? Are you going to be able to be a team player? There's all sorts of different ways, but equally, are you going to let in assistance? Because at an energetic level, what those things can do is they can become barriers when what they need to be is boundaries. But if you're positioned in such a way so that you are self-aware around limiting attitudes that put you above people, for example, or put you below people, then what you're doing is you're creating a kind of rigid energy that is either going to leave you, or I won't say rigid energy, it can create a rigid energy where you are not open, or it can create a really porous energy where you're overwhelmed by. It's going to depend upon where your particular anchoring is. That is going to magnetize one of those different things. Bottom line is, you want to be grounded in the middle. You want to know you, because knowing you and really being in touch with you means that you get to be confident. You get to be operating out of self-compassion, self-love, not shame, not unworthiness, not having to make up for, not having to compensate. The thing is also, along with this is a big part of what expands you into the world in a way where you get to share this energy. You get to share the deep creativity that for Aquarians is often founded and can be founded in that creativity that comes from that real spiritual nature, that spark of divine and that what can be. It's just such a beautiful model for living a creative personality and letting it manifest in all these various different ways. You, Aquarians, are at the point of really setting yourself free at even deeper levels than you realized, even deeper levels than you have so far. And it comes from having the courage to be able to really let yourself trust that you have such deep divine love flowing through you that you can take a chance, that you can lean into grace and challenge any of these limiting misperceptions that you will discover as you let yourself look at them and then look beneath them and look beneath that. You have got grace here as one of your leading cards, and you have God head over heels in love with you. And so what this is really saying to you, Aquarians, is whatever rigidity, or I don't even want to say rigidity, but whatever constricted patterns that you have, but it's more than constricted, they're showing me a wall. Whatever patterns that you've got that are coming from self-protection of any kind, and often self-protection of seeing anything icky or unpleasant about your personality that you feel you would have been judged badly for. Getting in touch with that and moving that, allowing that to shift, that is where your liberation is. And once you are free, oh my gosh, you can do so much. So much. Okay, let me do that again. That wasn't right. Now, you are being asked, look at where you are putting yourself above others. Look at where you are putting others above you, because you do that too. And sometimes there's a flip-flop. You don't always realize you're putting others above you, but sometimes just by trying to be better around them, it's a sign that you are. You're being asked, give up remorse, or have remorse, but give up guilt around anything, especially if it's a guilt around not having lived your best life sooner. Because now is your best life. And if now is your best life, it's because it's meant to be now. Okay? You're being asked, try to look at things now as with fresh eyes, you know? Look at everything as though you're seeing it for the first time. And obviously, what's going to come up when you do that is you're going to come up with comparisons, and that's okay. But what you're being asked to do is focus the energy on the new vision. Focus the energy, on the new vision, on the new intention, and on the new self-image. Search yourself, because you are more than any of the people that you see when you do. All of those are the veils. And you are more than that. That's what's coming out, okay? Now, okay, so you've got two cards that come right up. We're going to end with this, okay? You've got past, present, future, and notice your choices. So past, present, future. Past memories, present events, future possibilities. I think that's perfect. Today, notice what percentage of your day you spend in each of the above states through thought, action, or conversation. Where are you most inclined to experience sadness, anger, fear, excitement, hope, calm, inspiration? What can that reveal to you about how you're living your life today? And then notice your choices. Each time you notice, each time today you reject a reason to feel happy, loving to yourself, kind to someone, or calm, notice what you choose instead. So this for me is really, really wonderful, because you also get to choose whether or not you're living in the past. But in this case, because of this spread, I would really say it's not just whether or not you're living in the past with your thoughts. This is allowing you to look at where the past has influenced your thoughts and your behaviors and your choices today. That's it, Aquarius. I'm leaving you with this, but what I really want to encourage you to do is remember that you have divine love, that you are being asked to lean into grace, and that you are being asked really to move more towards curiosity, and rather than blame or judgment or criticism, because that's going to allow you to move deeper. There's always more. And when you ask more and more and more, and then you feel the release, that's when you know you've got to the bottom of something. So I'm going to leave you with that, Aquarians. Take care.